Hello? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Sorry, what's the fuel for the half lap, please? I just on that. Half race lap fuel.
No idea. Jadon?
It's gonna be a tough one there, Raymond. Kind of battling for this championship too.
Should be about 40. Just on the 40. 40 feet.
This is why you guys need teammates.
After how many minutes is the pit stop again?
I think it'll show up on screen when you can.
After the first 15 minutes, pit window goes live.
Okay, thanks.
And good evening, folks. Welcome out to the second round of our Caribbean Porsche Cup. Just let me know how you're hearing me out there. If you hear me loud and clear, if I'm too loud over the microphone, just go ahead and let me know in the comment section there on our YouTube channel. Stephen Bull, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am, Stefan. A pleasant good night to you and to our viewers, and welcome to Circuit Zandvoort for round 2 of our Porsche Cup.
I'll accept your welcome, dear sir. And you sound much, much better here over the comms with that microphone. Thank you, Jesus.
No problem at all. How are you doing tonight, Stefan?
It's quite well. I mean, I'm kind of bummed out that Max Verstappen did not finish the NLS 24 hours. That's the 24 hours of Nürburgring. His first time out there in the 24 hours format, and unfortunately, his car developed a drive shaft issue. Coming down to the final 2 hours of that 24 hours race, and so, I mean, I lost a lot of cars that I actually followed in that race. We also lost the Grello from Manti Racing there with Kevin Estra. But what we didn't lose was, you know who?
The Dacia.
No, sir, you need to pronounce it correctly. It's Dacia. The Dacia
Dacia.
logo.
The Dacia.
For
that
one,
was a stylish race for sure.
For sure. At one point, he lost his front left tire, and that's when we believed it was all over. But you know what? He came back out.
And that's the spirit of endurance racing as a whole. And I tried to stay up for the entire 24-hour race. Unfortunately, my body got the best of me when it was just 4 hours left.
Oh man.
But it was an exciting race. I really enjoyed it, and I feel for Max. Like I genuinely do, because it's and not just Max, like the whole team, because it's not something that you could predict, and that's just what happens in racing.
Oh yeah, and speaking about the rest of the team, the guys were definitely sad about it. I did see Jules Gounan crying, actually, just sitting laid up on the pit wall, just crying tears, bro. And no one understands, but it takes a lot out of you to put work in to get into those races, and you were so close to coming victorious, and within the final 2 hours to be out the way they went out, it was distraughting, man. I really feel for those guys. I mean, but
Yeah,
as you said, it
really
is
sad.
racing. That's how it goes.
Yes, and I can imagine something similar in terms of pressure are going to be on our drivers tonight, because this is a very demanding track.
I
And this
have
Porsche
received,
is unforgiving.
I have received letters upon letters about complaints, but good thing is we don't need to worry about barriers here.
Oh no, I think what they need to worry about is each other, because this is quite a tight track that they have to navigate here.
Oh yeah, right now we're taking a look down the front straightaway here, as well as down pit lane, and it's a very packed pit lane. I got 19 drivers in here tonight, Stephen Bola. And as you've said, this track, it's very unforgiving, and I don't think we're gonna see all 19 of these guys. I mean, fingers crossed, but I don't think we're gonna see all 19 of these guys complete this race tonight. I'm sorry, but let's just hope your fan favorite makes it to the end.
Well, as a commentator, I like to keep my personal biasness away once I'm commentating. But I have been, looking at the guys throughout the practice session before the stream. I was talking to a few of them, and everyone has expressed concerns that the Porsche does not have it's too light. It's too light on the turn. Some are saying that it turns too much and the back kicks out. But I've been noticing from Safir Roshandin and Rashad Razak that these youngsters have some incredible lines that they are taking. So it's going to be interesting to see the contrast in all the driving styles, because what I've noticed, a lot of people are taking different lines to navigate around this track.
Yeah, and we were attempting to do a 6-hour race last night on another simulator called Le Mans Ultimate. And after everyone, it was just myself and Mitesh Ramdani, and I just decided to go into a race where I happened to end up on the podium. But I was showing him where I was using, as a new person coming into sim racing here at CSRO. Why is it certain people weren't, especially within that race that I was in, not utilizing the full width of the track? The more rotation you have on that car, the less chance you have of sliding it. It's better opportunity for you to get back on the power, and so your exit speed is, exacerbated basically for that point of and just the way you enter the corner and the way you exit that corner. And as much as it was eye-opening for him, a lot of these guys, we've not taught them anything. They're learning on their own, and they've been doing, as you said, they've been doing a lot of common sense application, and it's working out for them. I think maybe the younger guys are going to have a little foot up on them when it comes to the quick thinking as well, in that regard.
Oh yes, we definitely have, at least to my knowledge, we have one, I wouldn't say elder person, but he is coming up in the age category, and that's Raymond Seaburan. Especially in the last round or first round, Raymond was very unfortunate to miss out on the podium. But fingers crossed for this race. Let's see how he tackles the Netherlands and Circuit Zandvoort.
He told me after that race, he said he was so pissed off at himself. And I mean, we saw it. He wasn't even in the debrief. And he was so pissed off with himself. He said he has to win this one, Stephen Bowler. He has to.
Yes, and that just like it goes back to what we were talking about with the pressure of endurance racing in real life, with the emotions that are behind it. Yeah, a lot of people would see a set of course and think, oh, it's just like a racing game. No, this is a dedicated simulator, and you have to put the same passion that you do in real racing as you do here. And I think that's what helps a lot of drivers transition into real life racing. And you're talking about taking lines and utilizing the track. I actually saw a video on Instagram in the Nürburgring 24 hour where there's a difference between like the real life races and the sim races that have transitioned. And the sim races are just half of the car is off track, half is on. They're
I
just
saw it, yeah.
utilizing and abusing those limits.
I saw that. It was actually posted by James Baldwin, and he's actually known for driving the GT3 McLaren. That's his 720S, and he's pretty good in that car, I should say, and he's got a lot of experience too. He actually does a lot of teaching as well when it comes to certain things. You can just go and look him up online. It's James Baldwin on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the kind of videos that he produced. But yeah, I did see that, and while the real world racers are afraid to go that little extra couple of meters, I would say, off the racing line to try and get a better entry into a turn, those sim racers are definitely abusing those, and we've seen it with the North American Championship just late last year on iRacing, how much they abuse those track limits to get ahead of our Caribbean guys. And our Caribbean guys are not that experienced in iRacing, I should say, to abuse the track limits that they were abusing it. But yeah, I mean, sim racers, especially on iRacing, they properly abuse that track limit. And here we go, it's qualifying. Yeah, qualifying is live. First man out the gate is Mitesh Ramdani, Razak and Jaden Harrison. Zayad goes as well. That was Rashad Razak, Mitesh Sanichara, Safir Roshanin Robert Tab, Aditya Mohanal, and Dominic Charles, Giovanni Melville, Anton Siatadore, and Deville Park joining us for this one. Here comes a long-time racer here at CSR, Michael Paisley, joins us tonight as well. And Raymond Seaburan there, along with two others that I missed there, Stephen Bolo. We're going to catch up with them as they go around and begin their lap here. But yeah, let's continue the conversation right now about sim racing. It's getting really interesting and quite serious with the FIA too getting involved. I can tell you of a rally championship, a rally world tour championship right now that has been opened up for registration. I personally will be posting something about that through the CSRO in the coming week, but that's just been opened up. And the FIA is really getting serious about using sim racing as a stepping stone, like go-karting, to get into motor racing. Stephen Bolo.
Yeah, and we have a lot of talents in our own country of Guyana that have transitioned and they have been successful. And I'm glad to see that sim racing is getting the flowers that it deserves, because a lot of racers in their off time, you can go online, you can find a file of whatever car you use, and you can make your setup changes through the sim racing platform. and that can help you to find time in real life. And especially because you can't always just jump in a race car and go and drive, so you have to rely a lot on what you have access to, which is sim racing.
Oh yeah, sim racing has opened up the doors so much for opportunities in light of the fact of how expensive it can get too as well. Even go-karting can get really expensive once you start competing at that level. To be recognized, that is, by scouts, I should say, of these major teams like Mercedes and Ferrari and Red Bull, for instance. These majority of the Red Bull drivers, the Red Bull junior drivers, actually came through the ranks of go-karting, and they wouldn't have gotten there without some scouters or someone looking at them and signing them up, giving them a contract, and getting them ready, a contract rather, and getting them ready for their life and career in motor racing. Youngsters like Saphir, I wish could have an opportunity to get recognized by that fact, and maybe they do have enough time left, being 14 years old, being 15 years old, as Rashad is, to get recognized and maybe even find a career that they never knew they could have in sim racing. That would be beautiful. As Jaden Harrison does set a 1:36.920, Hitesh Ramdani 1:39. Whoa, that's 3 seconds different. Robert Tab now with second position. Dominic Charles with a 1:37.2. When he gets in the rear end there of someone as he goes back into pit lane. Let's see what time is Jaden going to do. He's going to get better here. Let's check it out, Stephen Bolo.
All right, let's see what's going on track now. I can tell you for sure that the 1:36 from Jaden is a surprise. He definitely was holding back during practice, but one man who's not here to mess about this time is Dominic Charles. I remember last race, during the practice and the qualifying, Dominic basically held back that car, by himself, and wasn't racing on at full pace until the actual 45-minute race. So it's interesting to see looks like he's come here to Zandvoort with his elbows out.
Another thing we must note is the amount of cars on this very small course. It's going to be very difficult for them to find some clean air, as Jaden Harrison has right now. A luck of the draw here for the Jamaican. He's seeing 2 purple sectors. That's no luck though. That's his pure pace and power right now as he comes around the penultimate turn, ladies and gentlemen. He gets back under power. It's actually full power, and he goes to the line. It's going to be an even faster time now, a 36.672. Where's Dominic Charles? He's on an outlap now. Michael Paisley's already up there after a lengthy hiatus here at CSRO. The Jamaican representing Jamaican colors there in that livery, trying to get some heat into those tires there now, Michael Paisley. What about Raw Pratap? He now begins a flying lap there, currently in 4th position at the moment. Hitesh Ramdani brings that car up into 5th. Matthias Parker in 6th. Aditya Mohan Lal there in 7th. Saphir Roshan then already up into 8th position here, as well as Rashad Razak right behind him. Rashad not improving here on this lap, and Alex Siebes closes off the top 10 there for us.
Oh yeah, it's going to be very difficult to actually get open air on such a tight track like this with so many corners, and drivers have definitely struggled even up to the practice before we went live. There were a lot of them that were fighting the rear end of this Porsche, and they cannot play around in this. This circuit is very unforgiving for any mistakes.
Just as you mentioned that, I saw Alex Sieb get back on the power there and spun that car around. So, I mean, proof is in the pudding there, Stephen Bola. Proof is in the pudding.
And he loses it just there.
Again?
Very unlucky for Alex. But I'm glad that he's able to rectify his technical difficulties that prohibited him from competing in round 1. So it's good to see that he's out here in round 2 and he is pushing that car, definitely. I don't think it would be spinning if he wasn't.
Oh, no, we got a little bit of trouble there for Michael Paisley. He's not on a fast lap just yet as DeVille Park now takes it over. The other Jamaican here coming back with us after missing out on the first round. I think he saw what was going on with this Porsche Cup and he felt a little bit, left out. So DeVille Park is here with us once more. He's already up into the second row here. And Rob Pertab is now being pushed down into 5th position. Zayad Razak now goes up into 6th. Mitesh Ramdani being pushed back down a bit there, as well as Aditya Mohan Lal, Safir Roshandin, and Matthias Parker. Where's Jaden Harrison? Is he improving on this lap? No. He's got yellow sector. He's went yellow there in sectors 1. Where's Dominic Charles on this one? He's now exiting the penultimate turn. I think he's going to begin a lap now, but let's just see. He crosses the line and does go faster. No, he does not. So let's follow him along on a lap of Zandvoort.
And I think Dominic here is the lone Trinidadian representing his country for tonight. I'm not sure if Antoine is racing. I don't see he set a time. So all the pressure is on Dominic to represent this country.
Anton, I can see he's still in pit lane there. I don't think he might be qualifying.
Dominic handling this Porsche like a hot knife through butter. It's just so smooth.
Oh, he just runs it wide there and put it on the grass
Oh,
after
I think I talked too fast.
after seeing a green sector there for sector 1. Green means personal best. He's got to watch how he comes back on track there. He comes just alongside Christian and he's going to lose it. Christian Rajnath, who's just trying to get that car onto him. I know Christian has not been at his rig for quite some time. And unfortunately, he's going to be on the back foot here. Christian Rajnath. Is Jaden Harrison improving? No, he's not. DeVille Park. What about him? Is he improving? Ooh, we got Robert Tap going really deep there into that corner, probably giving it up because he saw the faster cars coming through. Here comes Sector 1's time. He's down by 3/10 and he's sliding that car, DeVille Park. Great car control there from the Jamaican.
Oh yeah, definitely. I was looking at him through practice. He and Jaden seem to have similar lines, so I think there was some communication between the race and they were helping each other.
I think he's definitely caught up there in a lot of traffic. He's taking that car back into pit lane as Jaden Harrison now goes purple in the final sector. It's 29.682 and wow, did 10 minutes go by so fast there, Stephen Bola.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we have a handful of drivers that still have a chance to do another lap. But I think that we are looking at our starting order. It would be pretty confident to say that.
Not sure if Dominic is on a fast one here. I think he should be, yes. But we're not seeing the sector times up for him. We're just going to have to follow him along on this lap and see where he ends up as he crosses that line. It does seem like a better lap here from the Trinidadian. Antoine, I did see, get out of pit lane and is trying to put down a representative time here. He's currently still in 17th position though. Into the braking zone, Dominic goes, gets that car rotated nicely around the carousel there, gets back on the power and prepare himself for the banking of the final turn. This is the new format of Circuit Zandvoort. If you didn't know by now, they actually redone it for F1, Formula 1, since I think about 2020. And he does not improve there, Dominic Charles, to get ahead of Jaden Harrison. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your qualifying order. It is going to be a standing start this time around, as we've got other cars coming across there. It was Rashad Razak, who currently is out of the top 10. Instead, his brother is there with 6th position. And we're about to get ready to go racing for 45 minutes. Remember, it is a mandatory pit stop. in this series where they must change their tires, and so they've got to get themselves set up for that. The pit window does go live at the 15-minute mark and then closes at the 30-minute mark, so we'll be looking out for that as well. If of course you do not make a pit stop within that pit window or time frame, will be disqualified, as we saw Mite Sanichara suffer last weekend. He said he was looking at a different time. I'm not quite sure which time he was looking at there, Stephen Bola.
Oh yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, for our starting order for our 4 to 5 minute race, we've got Jaden Harrison and Dominic Charles on the front row, followed by Deville Park and Michael Paisley. We have Raul Partab and Zayed Razak, Mitesh Ramdani and Safir Roshandin, Aditya Mohanlal and Mateus Parka, and we have Raymond Sibran, Alex Sibbs, Rashad Razak, Giovanni Melville, Christian Rajnath, Mitesh Sanichara, and Antoine C. Auditore, as he would like us to pronounce it.
Yep.
Pretty exciting lineup here, though. I would say that it's a fairly strong grid, especially those top 5 drivers. Ooh, it's going to be an action to watch for those guys.
Yep, and you know, last weekend we did have a little foil up in the start, as the real penalty system did not track the changes that we had preferred for this championship, whereas it would be a standing start. Instead, they had to end up doing a rolling start. But due to a vote today, the drivers did vote. Yes, we do have democracy here at CSRO. The drivers did a vote, and they chosen to do the standing start instead. You know, it was a resounding. I would say it is what you call a lock, stock, and barrel, bro, in the way they voted for this standing start. So we're going to see a standing start here. I think Jaden Harrison was pretty much boisterous about the fact of him getting gobbled up by the entire field after that restart last weekend.
Oh yeah, for sure. But talking about Jaden, I don't know how he did a 136.6. Dominic Charles, who I would personally say is his closest competitor out here right now, is almost a second off of the pace.
Yep.
So it was really interesting to see Jaden do that. I see that Raul and Zayed have had a strong qualifying session as well.
Bro.
I think they're pretty confident going into this.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I do want to say that I saw a video earlier from Jaden Harrison, and you do not
Good luck,
want to
guys.
see that lap, bro. That lap was crazy slidey. I don't know how he held it together. And I'm going to try here, guys, to get the drone in a suitable position here for turn 1. But to catch the drone's doing some magical stuff there, going through the gates, going through the fencing. But yeah, to catch the start here, we're also going to have to see how best we can align ourselves with it.
I can hear some of the drivers revving their engines on the grid right now. They are antsy. They are just so antsy to just be ready and just go out and race. I wonder what's going through their minds though, especially our top 3 finishers from the last race. You know, those would be Jaden, Dominic, and Raul, especially Raymond too. Just unfortunate in the last race to miss out on the podium.
Also
he's
unfortunate here
definitely
in the
looking-
qualifying too as well. He's out the top 10. He's got a lot of work to do if he's want to get up to the start, to the front of the pack, that is.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if I was Raymond, I would be thinking about how tight this track is and hoping that people will have damage ahead of me so that I can get ahead of them.
Yep. That is what I would be considering myself. Alright, it seems like the lights here are going to be on for them. Everyone's at full tilt. Let's go racing, ladies and gentlemen. Jaden Harrison with a good start. Raw per tap as well. Gets a good getaway, it seems. Into turn one we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dominic Charles on the outside. Jaden Harrison closes it off there. Michael Paisley in DeVille Park as well in the rear. Getting the slipstream now, Dominic Charles, but it seems like everyone's alive still through that first section there. Up on the banking goes Jaden Harrison. That's the line he showed us earlier in that video. Dominic Charles still holding on here. DeVille Park, Michael Paisley, Raul Pertab. It's still the same here. No, Zayad Razak, I think, lost out on that one. Mitesh Ramdani goes up into 6th position now. Let's take a look at that. How close is he, Zayad Razak, now to fighting back to claim that position? He's right there. They're kind of separating themselves now with Safir Roshandin, rather, beginning to lead the rear pack, that is. And it remains quite the same. I can see Raymond fighting there with Rashad. Rashad now on the inside of Raymond. And now we've got, who is that behind them? Matthias Parker having a look now on the inside of Raymond. Raymond covers him off nicely there. And now he's got to worry about Rashad. Gets back on the brake there to try and cover himself as well. Gets back on the pole. He's got a great exit there. Stephen Bola as they complete now the first lap. He's got that pass done to against Rashad for good measure.
Yeah, Raymond is definitely itching to make up positions now after that qualifying session. So it's going to be interesting to see the pace that he can extract from that orange Porsche.
He's got
Jaden set.
Worry about Matthias Park, and he just for the slightest of touches there from Matthias Park, and he's now left facing the wall, and unfortunately he's going to be all the way back at the pack. He could not rejoin. It would have been very unsafe for him to try and reverse into that pack as it was coming around. It's in the rules. He cannot get that done, so he's got to rejoin the way he did now.
Don't worry, the race has just started. He has plenty of time. I think he'll have to adjust his strategy for that pit stop now, though.
Most definitely, yes, he could have a bit of damage. Looking back at the front of the field now, it seems as though Jaden Harrison is trying to put a little bit more space. He's already got a few meters that separates himself from Dominic Charles. DeVille Park as well has been able to get away from Michael Paisley.
And we see Dominic setting up purple in Sector 1 and Jaden in Sector 2. You know, any little mishap that happens between these top 4 drivers right now can result in major position switches.
That is indeed true, because the tightness of this track, the length of this track as well. Ooh, I think I just heard Jaden go in the gravel there, and now Dominic Charles is going to have a great run, gets in between, behind actually, gets a nice slipstream going to look at him close that gap.
I don't think he would make any attacks on Jaden right now. I think he's going to bide his time. Just appreciate that little mistake that Jaden has gifted him to close the gap.
Most definitely, and we can see him now heading around the hairpin here. Jaden with that preferred line to go up the banking. Does he get away? It seems as though it's working there, Stephen Bull. You can see him just stretching it a little bit more and more there as against Dominic Charles.
Oh yeah, for sure, Stefan.
Oh, another mistake! He gets on the grass again! Definitely overdriving this car.
And Jaden probably is coming under a lot of pressure from Dominic. It's probably telling on his mental right now.
Matthias Parker all the way in the back there, though. He's just say, hey guys, do that some more.
I tell you, another guy that would be very appreciative of that is Raymond, who you see in 10th right now. And he's eyeing Aditya Mohan now.
As they go into the other hairpin, a bunch of hairpins around Zandvoort here. Oh, he just loses the rear end there, Dominic Charles, and he's going to give Jaden Harrison a little bit of more breathing space here in this fight. Let's take a look down the order now, as it seems as though Jaden has got his P's and Q's about him. Let's go to Raymond, is in 10th position here. He's got a bit of ground to cover here now against Aditya Mohanlal. Meanwhile, Aditya is taking a look at Safir now for this 8th position. The youngster coming under pressure here. Zayad Razak as well. Cannot get anything done here with Mitesh Ramdani. He has closed the gap a bit. And we're going to take a look at that fight. But also Rob Patab is trying to close the gap here to Michael Paisley. A lot of fights going on around here.
Right? There's so many drivers that are battling right now. And normally when you are in a race, you kind of want to settle into a groove before you start attacking. But not these guys. They are hungry for that position.
Oh yeah, Michael Paisley getting on the grass there, but he seems as though he's held it together much better than Jaden has. Let's take a look at that front battle here now. Yes, Dominic Charles has been able to close the gap once more. Jaden, I think he's overdriving this car, Stephen Bowler. He's definitely overdriving this car.
I think so too, but only we can guess what's going through Jaden's head right now as he sees that blue and white Porsche behind him and he just sees those headlights getting closer and closer. Maybe that pressure is getting to him, but I know these two are seasoned sim racing drivers. I don't think he would crack under pressure like that so easily.
Amazing the way he takes that line on the grass there, Jaden Harrison, and it seems as, oh no, I just heard it, DeVille Park has spun. He is trying to run those same lines, and unfortunately it has not worked out for him. Oh, he's got to be careful. He's getting in the way of Michael Paisley, and now Saphir Ocean then takes advantage of that. The youngster goes up into 6th position, and look now, he's fighting Michael Paisley down the front straight away. Here we go. I knew it was coming, and this youngster is definitely responding here. He's definitely no pushover. Michael Paisley gets on the brake, car control from this youngster.
That was a wonderful overtake from Saphir just now. Absolute class from that youngster. But we see that Michael Paisley is still eyeing back his position.
And DeVille
trying
Park
to
as well.
hold back DeVille.
DeVille Park as well. DeVille has not given up here. He might have a little bit of front end damage as well. Oh, look at them leaning on that front left tire as they get down this hill section here. My goodness, you'd think it's 5 minutes remaining in this motor race. It's, well, sim race, I should say, and it's not.
You know, and we're following this three-way battle right now, but let me just tell the audience that our first and second place drivers, the last lap, they had identical sector 2 times. For this lap, they have identical sector 1 and 2 times right now.
Wow, that is definitely amazing. Oh my, I cannot believe that. As Michael Paisley now gains a little bit here on the youngster Saphir Roshan. Then he gets in the grass though. Michael Paisley's going to lose some of that pace he gained. Jaden Harrison does set another fast line and he goes even wide there. Michael Paisley's definitely going to lose that one out to DeVille Park. DeVille now has the opportunity to take that 5th position away. Saphir Roshan then coming under immense pressure now from these more experienced guys.
I think another person who's going to come under some pressure, in a little bit is Walpart Hab, as he's in a familiar 3rd place where he finished the last race. But we see Mitesh just eyeing the back of that Porsche there. And I'm pretty sure Raul's going to come under pressure in the coming laps.
I'm just a little bit more interested in this fight right now as DeVille Park does close that gap. Young Saphir Roshan then holding on for dear life here. Let's ride on board with DeVille Park.
You can see the difference in the lines between him and Saphir.
He's going to try it on the inside here. Oh my God, how did it not touch there?
Close. Very close. You see Michael Paisley just coming onto the back bumper of DeVille Park as DeVille goes through and he gets that pass done on Saphir wonderfully. And we see Michael Paisley as well squeezing through there.
Michael Paisley, a very much opportunistic person here right now. He's very good and very strong here as well. He does get back up against Saphir Roshan there now, but he's not done. He's got DeVille Park ahead of him and he's going for that position as well.
Oh yeah, he is not going to give up so early in this race. They still have a pit stop to do and strategies can change. They can fly out the window as this race progresses. you can never know what to anticipate.
Dominic Charles now on the half a second, or around half a second here to Jaden Harrison. He still has not chosen that upper line there from Jaden Harrison, even though it proves to be the much faster line to get up and out of that carousel.
As we see Michael Paisley just spin out there, and Saphir Roshan then gains a position.
Just as I looked away.
Yes, that's the thing. And we see that Dominic Charles is about 1/10 off in Sector 1, with Jaden setting a purple of 41.4 seconds. Maybe he might be on track to set another fastest lap.
Maybe he is. I can see a lot of damage there too to the front end of that car for Michael Paisley. So expect him to not be as competitive. I should think so, not hope. I don't hope so. I should think so because of that damage I'm seeing there from him. Could lead to a lack of front end downforce, which this track definitely requires.
Oh yes, for sure. We see Jaden set a purple in Sector 2. I think it's safe to say that he's going to beat his personal best and the fastest lap from before as he goes across the line with a 1:36.7.
Yep. Amazing stuff there from the Jamaican as he's being hunted down here by the Trinidadian in Dominic Charles. Dominic still not comfortable or would want to try going up on that banking. He's actually losing time over it. If you can look to the left hand side of your screen, you will see the leaderboard, and you can see how much time he loses every time he goes up that banking. You can see it increasing, of course. If it increases, that's the amount of time between the two of them. And it seems as though this is where Dominic is much stronger here. He gets back on the power nice and smoothly. It seems as though he's got a lot more height towards the front end of this car. Oh, Anton unfortunately goes off track there. The other Trinidadian here representing has an issue, and it seems as though he's got damage now, Anton. But yeah, as I was saying, he's got a lot more body roll here, is Dominic Charles. A lot more body roll in this Porsche as against Jaden Harrison, it seems.
Oh yes, and I see here that another lucky person of the draw, you could say, is Raymond Sebran, as he's up in 9th now, and he's eyeing Aditya Mohan. And you can just see Michael Paisley and Saphir Roshan then go into the horizon.
And it says that he's actually gained 10 positions because he started in 19th. Was it 19th that he started in? I can't remember actually.
It's a good ways down the grid, I can tell you that much.
Oh, for sure.
It would be interesting to see Raymond's progress. I'm not sure if he was able to put much practice into this race in our online server that all the drivers have access to. But I can say that he looks very confident right now.
Oh yeah, the car looks very stable as well. He's running some lines here that seems very, very fast, especially against Aditya Mohan now. So he's definitely gaining here on this position. It seems as though, Stephen Bowler, that everyone has been calmed down now after the first set of tire threads have come off of these fresh set of Pirelli rubbers. I would think it's Pirelli, I'm not too sure. Actually it's Michelle rubbers, if I can remember correctly, with the logo on the cars. Fun story about that. You can see on the cars you will have some quite familiar yet not familiar signage, or should I say sponsor liveries. They're like mock-ups to like DHL, Michelle representing Michelin tires, Mobile One, for instance, AWS, which would be Amazon. They're all different, but believe it or not, Anton, who has volunteered to put his services into creating some of these liveries, actually reached out to those branded associated brands and requested their use. So we actually have used to do what we're doing here with these brands that you see on the cars. I think it was only one, which I will not mention, that gave him a hard time, but we'll just leave it as that.
Yeah, let's bury the hatchet there. But Raymond has seemed to settle into a comfortable pace here. And as you see, Aditya run wide and Raymond capitalizing on that mistake. Aditya's Porsche definitely has some damage from that impact.
Oh yeah, for sure. I do believe that was a really hard knock. Now you can see it all around that Porsche has damage, it seems.
And we can see in our YouTube live stream chat that Saphir has a dedicated fan base, and he is serving that fan base well by keeping Michael Paisley at bay for so long.
Oh
as
yeah,
he,
for sure.
Yes, as he proceeds around the racetrack here.
He has settled into that 6th position here. Michael Paisley is right there though. Not to be mistaken, the Jamaican is fighting back, as he's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him in Anton. Michael Paisley is right there now on the bumper. Let's ride along with the Jamaican.
If I was Michael, I would be thinking, how well can Antoine hold back Saphir so that I can gain some time, or maybe even get a pass done? Especially as they go around that last corner and go onto the front straight. It's going to be a tight turn one here.
Oh yeah, you can see Anton already setting himself up to let them by, but they're not close enough. On the break and they go. He tries to go wide there, but he loses the rear end. Anton, he's gonna get in front of Michael Paisley, Saphir.
Oh, Michael, the unlucky one there into turn one.
Getting the better end of
I'm
that
pretty
stick
sure.
there, Roshendin, to get away once more from the attacking Michael Paisley.
If I was Saphir, I would be breathing a deep sigh of relief right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
That was just unfortunate for Michael. Really, really unfortunate.
Look at what's going on here now, though. Mitesh Ramdani up to 4th position. DeVille Park now getting back on stride and is attacking this 4th position. Rob Pertab,
Oh, yeah.
meanwhile, is getting to breathe.
Raw is getting to breathe right now, but definitely not Mitesh, as DeVille is just sniffing the back bumper of that Porsche right now. I can tell you he probably is fed up of seeing the color white right now.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But he's got to keep it cool. He's got to watch and not drive in his mirrors. You know, I was talking to him last. No, he's gonna make a dive for the inside. DeVille Park, can he get
Ooh,
it
that
done?
was a
What a
gutsy
beautiful
move.
pass there from DeVille
Hats off to
Park.
him. Hats off to him.
Amazing
That
job.
was wonderful.
What an amazing job there. Wow, I don't think
We were
Mitesh
just
expected
talking
that.
about how, yeah, we were just talking about how fed up he was about the color white, and he probably heard us.
I don't think Mitesh has
probably
the
heard
pace.
us.
No, look at how far that car's already gone now from Mitesh. Mitesh, all he can do now is stick it behind and try to stay with him here as they go into turn one once more. My goodness,
Yes,
that
and I
pass!
think,
I got goosebumps from that one.
Right, that was amazing. I believe DeVille can barely see Rawl, yes, as he goes around the banking turn here. And
Oh, I think-
Jaden sets a sector one, a purple sector one.
And Saphir, I
Jaden.
think, goes into pit lane now. I don't. But he's going to get his
Oh,
pit
yes,
stop done early here, it seems. But he's having a little bit of issue to get that car into the actual pit box. He's finally gotten it now. Oh, he's still moving around in there, so he doesn't have it just yet. We're going to see how long of a pit stop this is going to be for Saphir Roshendin.
And we see that the battle between Dominic and Jaden has quelled for now, as we have a 2.9 second gap between our first and second place drivers. And Rawl breathing quite comfortably right now. Bill Park just not in his rear view for the time being.
Oh yeah, Saphir does get back out now. He's currently in 15th position. I do believe he was the first one to get in the pit box, so he's got a bit of advantage here to try with the undercut. I don't want to say that it's too soon yet for the guy. Too soon, Junior. I don't want to say that just yet. Let's see how this race plays out. But let's take a look at where Raul Pertab is. You can see DeVille Park right becoming apparent right in the rear view mirrors there of Raw Pratap now, as the man with a lot of pace. Ooh, he's gonna lose it there now just a bit. He goes just a bit wide, as my co-commentator has stepped out for just a bit. DeVille Park now trying to close the gap here. Michael Paisley, Raymond Seabrand goes into pit lane as well. Let's see how long of a stop this is. Michael Paisley does get going now, as against Raymond too does get going as well. They get back out in 11th and 12th position. Yes, they do. They both follow the rules. They're keeping it within the lines, the two lines at pit exit. As Michael Paisley has got some fresh rubber on him now to try and work this pace around this track. Jaden Harrison goes even faster now with a 136.617. Dominic Charles has been able to open that gap by 10 seconds. Dominic, though, gets into pit lane now. Let's see how long of a stop it's going to be for the Trinidadian. Bottom right side of your screen. In the meanwhile, I'd just like to welcome you out to the stream. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe with the notification bell so you know every time we go live with these events. Oh no, Safir is back in pit lane and he's trying to get this pit stop done. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a lot of time there. Now, Dominic Charles gets out and it's a 32.78 stop there from the Trinidadian. He's going to rejoin this event in the 5th position. Mitesh Ramdhani does run that a bit wide. Look at the damage at the side of the car. He's had a huge incident now. You know, I thought about that when he was coming into pit lane. I said, look, Dominic Charles is a bit too far away for what time he is coming into pit lane, how far he is from Jaden Harrison. And it was damage that he had there. He has lost this car somewhere along this track. And you can see that damage there with the entire one side. The glass is damaged. Hopefully he got away with very less mechanical damage. And it's just a little more visual, cosmetic damage here for him. He joins back in 5th position. But now Jaden Harrison with a comfortable 30-second lead here against Raw Pratap. Meanwhile, where is DeVille Park against Raw Pratap? Continuously closing that gap. He gets onto the gravel trap there now, and he's going to give Raw Pratap some more breathing space here. As Raw Pratap does dive into pit lane, so does DeVille Park. You know what they say, do as your rival does here, or your competitor, rival competitor. Ooh, is he in his box? Mitesh Ramdhani too comes in here. This is your top 5 right now. Dominic Charles, Jaden Harrison still on track here. Ahead of these guys, Dominic Charles does get by and back into 2nd position. Yes, he has. So he's not lost too much here against Raw Pratap. Raw Pratap does get going again. DeVille Park does get going again. Mitesh Ramdhani now rolls out of his pit box. And where does... Oh no, it's a drive-through there for Anton Ciatadore. Too much cutting through the corners now. Raw Pratap's got a little bit of traffic ahead of him. DeVille Park is not too far away here, but has got to be careful with the tires as he's tried to get a little bit going. Michael Paisley now sees Mitesh Ramdhani. And with 20.5 minutes left to go, it's Jaden Harrison from Dominic Charles to Raw Pratap. DeVille Park in 4th position. Mitesh Ramdhani up into 5th. Michael Paisley, you can see right behind him. And he's got that pace there. Michael Paisley against the Guyanese as he gets back on the power now and towards the exit. Here he is on the inside. Michael Paisley, Stephen Bowler. Oh, we've got another driver off track there. Who is that?
Yes, I am back.
Mitesh Sanichara. And as Michael Paisley fights for this 5th position here now, Stephen Bowler, Mitesh Ramdani, Michael Paisley, DeVille Park, and Raw Pratap have all made their pit stops now.
All right, and I
Lonely
see
man.
that Raw has settled in here, and Jaden and Dominic are still battling it out. Jaden's
Well-
still with the fastest lap of the race here.
Let me bring it up to speed. Dominic has had a huge incident somewhere off track. We missed it, but he's got huge damage on the left side of his car. He did stop there. I don't know if he did stop for a repair. Oh, and he's going to run really deep there. Mitesh Ramdani gifting that position to Michael Paisley, or you can say Michael Paisley definitely pressured that one into being. But Jaden Harrison has
Oh, yeah,
not pitted
sure.
yet. Jaden Harrison has not pitted yet.
Jaden playing the long game here when we have just
Oh.
passed our 19-minute mark of the 45-minute race here.
He is now in
I
the
think
pit lane. So is Giovanni Melville as well, as Saphir unfortunately still having issues. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with the youngster. Giovanni Melville does get going once more. Dominic Charles closing the gap. Where is he? Oh, he's too far away here. He's all the way behind the pit lane. Jaden Harrison gets going once more with a fresh set of rubbers on that Porsche. Dominic Charles now enters the penultimate turn. Jaden Harrison.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a very tough challenge for Dominic, but I can tell you who's not having a tough time is Raymond Sebran. As when I left, he was in 9th, and now he finds himself in 7th position here. A very comfortable pace for the guy in his drive out.
Oh yeah, and he's already taken his pit stop, if I do remember correctly. We've got just under 3 minutes for the pit window to be closed, and I'm not quite sure who is left to do a pit stop here. Let me check and see,
According to my
or if you can get it
data,
up for us.
Yes, according to my data, everyone here has already done their mandatory pit stop here. Well, those that are in contention, I see that Antoine and Saphir just have not had that good of a luck in this second round here in Zandvoort.
And unfortunately, a bit of bad news here. It seems as though Saphir Roshanen is out of this one. I think he had messed up the first time he tried to do the pit stop. I'm not quite sure what had happened, but I saw him go into pit lane and he was having a hard time getting into his pit box. Tough, very tough luck there for the youngster. He's now still in pit lane, has not rejoined this race. Tough luck, man.
Definitely, but I can tell you one youngster, the second Guyanese youngster, Rashad Razak, is aiming to close the gap with his big brother Zaya there. Zaya leading ahead of his brother in 10th position, just inside of the points for this race.
Oh yeah, and he's under 5 seconds here to Rashad Razak now. He's got a lot of damage too on that left side.
Tab also has gotten the long end of the stick here, while still holding that 3rd place very comfortably. Not under pressure from DeVille Park just yet, but I'm pretty sure that time will tell, and DeVille is definitely pushing that Porsche to catch up to the last podium spot here.
Oh yeah, so DeVille Park, you can see the interval now between the drivers. The driver ahead of them and the driver behind them. DeVille Park has got 5 seconds to Raw Pratap there, and he's hovering around that 5-second mark. Meanwhile, Mitesh Ramdani is now losing some time to Michael Paisley, as Michael just made that pass against him, but still holding on to this 6th position. Raymond, though, is seemingly closing that gap to Mitesh Ramdani, now under 3 seconds.
Well, I can tell you Michael is fed up of seeing that white Porsche, and Raymond is going to be introduced to it in a very short time, considering the pace that he's taken.
Oh yeah, for sure. Matthias Parker here doing well to be in the top 10. We did not see Shavir come back this weekend here, Raul. I was hoping to see him and see what he was capable of in this event. Matej Sanichar is there. Zayat, unfortunately, no pace from him in this event either. But yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you perform well at one track,
definitely.
sometimes.
And
yeah.
the other thing to consider too, based on the last circuit that we would have raced at compared to this, Zandvoort is very, very tight, very tricky and challenging. And like I said earlier, it's also very unforgiving. We had a lot of drivers make some comments, I won't say complaints, comments, during their practice between round 1 and 2 that the Porsche here seems to be very tail happy. Numerous times they have seen the wrong end of the barrier.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not going to get easy. Well, there's just one other track I'd say is easy on this calendar, and that would be Nürburgring. But it's not going to get easy. These European tracks, oh my goodness. There's a reason why European motor racers, I would say, are the best in the world. Their training grounds are crazy, crazy tricky. Next up is Motorsport Arena Oschersleben. It's a German word, of course, and I hope I didn't butcher it. But if you want, you can go ahead, look that up. It might seem simple, but I took a bunch of laps last night. And I remember it from a couple years back when we tried it out. I think it was with Formula Cup car, I think so. And oh my goodness, it's fun, but you're gonna have to be on your P's and Q's, especially in this car.
Oh yeah, for sure. As I think we just had a retirement from Rashad. I saw him pull into the pits and then disconnect.
Oh, no.
I hope everything is good on his end there. As we see Giovanni Melville just fighting with the back end of that Porsche, as I was mentioning it earlier. I really hope I didn't talk that one into existence for him there.
He's actually closing the gap, it seems, to Zayat Razak to try and get into the points here in St. Lucia. We finally gotten his flag fixed there on the car. On top of the car, his name tag, that is, carries the flag with him. Finally gotten that fixed here. And it seems as though he's about to be lapped here from Jaden Harrison. Yes, Jaden Harrison still has not pitted. Has he pitted? Yes, he has. What am I saying? He did pit Jaden Harrison. And the pit lane is closed. So if they haven't pitted just yet, I wonder if that's why Rashad just disconnected from the server. I wonder if he didn't pit. And it might be a disqualification. Interesting take there from that one. Giovanni Melville, though, is going to try and stick with Jaden Harrison now, as he can try and get a slipstream gunning for Zayat Razak. 3 seconds separates the two of them. Meanwhile, DeVille Park continues to close this gap. Stephen Bowler.
Oh yes, remember I told you that give him a couple of laps and Raul is going to be under pressure. And I think we can see that here in the closing stage of the race as we are coming up to the 11-minute mark. You wouldn't believe that so much time has already passed since the start of our race.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm telling you,
it has just been non-stop action all over in all different positions from our drivers here.
Rollins going to be hoping it was 5 minutes remaining instead of 10 on this clock here, as it's now under 2 seconds at some parts for DeVille Park here, as he's closing in on the final podium position of this sim race. Raul Partab is going to begin to quiver in his shoes, or he's just going to take it as cool as it can be. DeVille Park continuously sliding this car, and I can tell you from the video I saw earlier of Jaden Harrison doing a lap around here, that is actually the fastest way to get around.
Oh Oh yeah, I remember Jaden making some comments and saying that sliding is actually faster than just traditional driving when it comes to Zandvoort here. And I thought of it, I was like, Jaden's just probably pulling my leg, but look at him, he's in first. I think the actions speak much more volumes than the words right now.
Do you know who's another driver that likes sliding the car around the corner?
Tell me, Stefan.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah, I can tell you for sure he had some heart in mouth moments for his fans in the 24-hour race.
My
I remember
goodness.
specifically in the first stages of that race where he was making an overtake on a car and the front of his Mercedes actually
yeah.
got airborne.
Oh yeah.
Came down, and I believe when it came down, half the car was on the grass and there was a barrier. He narrowly missed this barrier.
Yep, he was doing a lot of magician work there in the cockpit at the time to keep that car away from the barriers. And you know what I remembered right away? The PlayStation Gran Turismo movie rather, where
yes,
they did
for
have
sure,
that
with that
incident. Yeah. So
correct. And actually, also, I believe it was Mark Webber
Yes,
that flipped
it
that
was.
Mercedes as
The
well.
GT1, the Mercedes GT1, he did flip that car. And you know, I was made to understand in that event last evening, as they were doing a recap, that these cars, the new GT3 cars, actually have mechanisms inside of them now to prevent them from actually going airborne. And you know, when I look back and I listen to the car as Max Verstappen was actually losing the rear end to go airborne, you can actually hear the throttle cut. I don't believe that was Max's throttle cutting or him at the point cutting the throttle or getting off of the power, but I do believe it was the car and the computer and the system in the car saying, hey, this is not right, stop giving gas. And you know, it could have been much more dangerous. I want to say thank God it didn't get a lot more dangerous than it was. I mean, whether it was Max Verstappen or not, I know we got a lot of haters out there. No one should, be in that situation. As I even saw today in MotoGP, those bikes, the GP racing with the bikes, we've had some huge incidents today with those, and it's not something you want to see happen in these motor races.
Yeah, for sure. When you're doing real life racing, it doesn't matter what form or class you compete in. There's always the risk of injury or worse. It's unavoidable, I would say, when you're dealing with these high horsepower machines and the passion and the energy involved in it. I think it's just a byproduct of our hobby. But I will say, to shed some light on an otherwise dull comment, that safety precautions have come a far way, especially with technology when you're talking about Max's car.
Oh yeah.
And it also reminds me of the F1 Halo when it was first introduced. A lot of people, myself included, were opposed to it.
Until we saw it actually in use.
Correct. It has well then paid for its fair share of usage, and right now I'm thankful that it is a present, because up to recently we could have seen Zhou Guan Yu in the Silverstone Grand Prix when his car flipped and went straight into the barriers. That the Halo is the only reason that he walked out of that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Flashback to 2021 Monza with Max and Lewis into turn 1.
Correct. Yep.
I don't think Lewis would be joining Ferrari if that Halo wasn't there.
The tire was on his helmet. The entire wheel hub was on his helmet. Yeah.
It's scary. But it's just something that these drivers have accepted. And kudos to them, because especially in F1, it's not easy.
Yeah, and then we can remember, let me just confirm this, but I want to believe it was Jules Bianchi who actually lost his life in an incident when there was an incident on track and they were trying to get it cleared, and I think it was a wet condition at the time, and he basically just ran into the back of a tractor that was trying to clear the car, and that was it for him. We lost
Yeah.
that guy.
You
He
know,
was a young
you
up and
talk
coming
about
racer.
Jules. Yeah, you talk
He
about
actually was
Jules.
the one who made us introduce the Halo.
Really, I didn't know that
Yeah,
part.
that was basically the conversation starter for the Halo, because the
But
way he
you
went
know,
in, yeah,
mhm.
yeah. Well, the way he went in was right on the rear end of the tractor, so it could have been avoided if there was something there to help, deflect it.
Yeah, for sure. And even when I was watching the 24-hour Nürburgring race yesterday, I noticed that, they have the service vehicles, those flatbed trailers for transporting the cars. He was the first thought in my mind
Yep.
when I saw that, especially with how tight the Nordschleife can be in certain parts.
Oh yeah.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. But something else, Stefan. We were talking about the modern technology or the technological implements that have been done to these race cars. We have an upcoming GT3 race in Guyana at South Dakota, and this would be the first time that we have seen this type of racing being done here in Guyana. And
Let's
it would
just
be
stick a pin.
interesting
Let's
to
just stick a
see.
pin there. DeVille Park is right on the rear bumper now of Rob Tap for this final podium position, Stephen Bola. And
Oh yeah, I think
it's going to be
he
real
has
tight.
been watching this move.
Oh, he's going to try that move once again on the inside. This time against Raw. Raw is not going to take that one. No, he shuts that door on DeVille Park. And now DeVille Park has got to scoop up his marbles there, because he did not expect, I'm telling you, he did not expect that move there from Raw Pratap. Did
No,
Raw
that guy
Pratap
is
see
not
him?
one to back down.
I don't know. Did Raw Pratap see him? I don't know. He surely had to hear the car, though. I do believe so.
Did you just see Wall try to do a pit stop fake with DeVille Park just now?
Or was he trying to break
he came
the
out of
toe?
that last bend, and he was lining up for that pit straight. No, but now
no, we're under. We're
DeVille,
under 3 minutes. I don't think it would have been that. But DeVille Park, yeah, he's
No.
right there. Oof. Almost losing the
DeVille
rear
has
end
to
there.
work hard to reduce that gap once again in these closing stages as well. You can see he's getting very antsy. I was just gonna say that. The
Yeah.
pressure is gonna come to him
I
now.
wonder if he's
But
got damage as well with that hit there. Let's take a look on the inside as he wrestles this steering wheel around Zandvoort. Gets back on the power here. I think he was just awakened there and thrown off. Rob Pratap making a huge mistake there, running really, really wide now. Having to look on the inside. Is DeVille Park once more.
See Jaden Harrison with the purple sector one on his last lap there. I think clearly the pace is still there for the Jamaican driver, not because this race is going to come to a closure soon means he's going to go easy.
And now Rob Pratap learning from his previous fight through this section here with DeVille Park, closing that gap earlier on, much earlier on there. But it seems as though DeVille Park will stay with him with this pace that he has now to try and make a clean pass down the front straightaway. Not saying that it was dirty passing all along, but much easier pass here down the front straightaway. Look at Rob Pratap trying to hold on in the inside line. He can come back,
the inside line.
but he's not going to be able to bring that car onto the braking zone in time. He's going to open up a huge door here on the exit, Stephen Bola.
Alright, it's going to be interesting how they take this banking turn now. Will they stay the same line or will Raw cover the inside? Yes, he actually does a wonderful job at defending for now. But he has the rest of the racetrack to worry about.
I hope Rawl has enough rest within the week, because every weekend, every Sunday, it seems as though he's got to work his butt off for this third position.
Oh, for sure. I think I'm going to have to call him Mr. Third.
Oh, Matthias Anichara there just... I think he was safe, but almost got into this fight here with DeVille Park. Oh, he's having a look on the inside. What close fighting this is. Did they collide there? It seems though he's been pushed wide. Yes, Robert Tab, and it's just sneak by there, DeVille Park. Having a look back on the inside though, it's Robert Tab. Can he get back on the power? It seems as though they're neck and neck. Does he close off the inside line? Oh, it's a fake move there from Robert Tab. And now DeVille Park is on the inside. Does he get left out there for hang? Yes, he does. DeVille Park, my Robert Tab. Oh my goodness, that move from Raul.
That was wonderful. That was
Holy
world-class from
what?
Raul. Oh my god.
What just happened? How is Raul still in third position?
And we have just finished our 45-minute mark here.
Coming
Raul
across
can
the
hold this
line.
position.
He's holding on to it. It seems as though, will he be done? It looks like we got one more lap to go.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's all on the table now for this third position. The final
Oh my
spot on the
goodness.
podium.
One more chance
I was
here for DeVille
speechless.
Park. Meanwhile,
I was
Raymond has made it up
speechless
into
just now.
fifth position here against Mitesh Ramdani. On the inside once again, DeVille Park having a look.
I think
What
he's gonna buy this time
respect
until
though
he
from
goes
these
through
two
that
drivers.
chicane.
Stephen, what
Oh, yeah,
respect
for
from these
sure.
drivers.
For sure.
Can you imagine if these guys had the amount of funding to go racing in real life here in the Caribbean? What spectacular fighting we'd have here amongst these guys in top class cars like these Porsches.
Yes, it actually it makes me reminisce on the days of
Meanwhile-
CMRC.
Meanwhile, Jaden does cross the line, but we can't look away from this fight. It's the final spot for
we
here
can't.
for the podium. On the inside, DeVille Park does have a look once more. Robert Tab gets
Raw's
a
gonna hold that
really
outside
wide
line to
line.
run
He
down.
comes back across the line. Did they collide? On the inside, DeVille
don't
Park is
think
going to
so.
try his dive once more. Yes, he has. Can he get it done?
A little
Oh,
bit of contact
no.
there. Raul goes
Huge
right through the
contact.
sand.
Oh no, back on the power, Robert Tab. Unfortunately, it's going to lose out on this one. This one is going to go up to the stewards, man. I believe so.
I believe so too. We have to see the position of that car in the replay.
DeVille Park will come across the line now. Oof. What a banged up car that is.
Yes, definitely. But kudos to Jaden, Dominic, DeVille Park, and Raul Partab. Raymond Sebran as well, I think, did an amazing job this race to come from that starting position to finish fifth.
Oh yeah, and DeVille cannot cannot get over that ecstatic ending there for him. My goodness, I can't wait
I
to
am
speak to
pretty
these
sure
guys.
that we are going to hear some comments from our drivers in our debrief.
Most likely. Let's get to them now.
Alright.
What a wonderful race that was coming down to the end there, especially with you there, DeVille Park. I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds to get your mic. Is your mic in operation there, DeVille? Yeah, I think so. Are you there, DeVille? Oh, it does not seem as though we're not going to be able to get that shot there from DeVille, unfortunately, Stephen. However,
I think DeVille is trying to catch his breath after that one.
almost definitely. Instead, we're going to take it to Dominic Charles. Hopefully, we get to speak to DeVille before we close this off. Dominic, what happened? We barely saw you dive into pit lane there with a bit of damage, but it seems as though you've lost it somewhere along in that first stint.
Yeah, I lost it on the exit of turn 4. So I mean, it was kind of expected. I'm driving with no FFB, so you know it's not the easiest to know when the car is gonna slip. But at least I survived the rest of the race, so I'll take that as a win.
And it comes with points as well. So, and I mean, kudos to you in trying to fight against Jaden, but Jaden just had a little bit more practice, I believe, than you did. He definitely showcased a bunch
Yeah.
of different lines as well that seemingly caught you out.
Yeah, the lines, not really, because like I would take those lines, but they feel pretty unnatural to me. So yeah, it's just a difference in driving style.
Understood.
Practice though, I practiced before the track change, and then
Oh no.
my practice was basically qualifying. So that was that was a little rough.
Yeah, definitely. Do apologize for that one, but yeah, you didn't want to be cutting bushes, and we understand that quite well. Sorry about that once again. DeVille Park, are you here with us? No? No, it doesn't seem so. It doesn't seem like we'll have the opportunity to speak to DeVille there. However, let's take you to Jaden. Jaden, what an astounding race, my guy. I mean, even under pressure there from your teacher, I should say, the teacher, in Dominic Charles, still managed, and I think you're holding up to that comment you made in the GT3 Championship to hold him at bay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the track change really caught Dominic out because he didn't get any driving till like I think 20 minutes before quali with this new track. So I think he had a big disadvantage. But yeah, this car also very hard to drive. So I'm even kind of surprised he was even able to like keep it on the track at all and follow for like the first half because he was still within a second. Like if I made any mistake, he would have capitalized on it. So
Oh, yeah.
and I think it was good for him that he had a chance to pass me, but then he decided to kind of wait it out. I think that was lap 1 or lap 2, but it was pretty fun. There was a few close calls with some blue flags, but yeah,
Oh, yeah,
so
definitely.
hopefully this helps me the championship.
Well, you're up so far, you're up, but it doesn't seem as though the competition is that far away. So, I'd say stick to it, my guy, stick to it. And I'd just like to say a special mention to DeVille Park and Michael Paisley have come back here at CSRO after a lengthy hiatus. Too bad we couldn't get to speak to DeVille Park there. He must.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, he's there. He's finally there. My
Just
goodness,
in the
my
nick of
guy.
time.
My goodness, what an astounding final couple of laps there we've gotten from you and Raul Portab. I must say, Raul has done exceedingly well too to keep you at bay, but you definitely showcase much more pace. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, I had to catch my breath for a second, but but it was a good race. The tires are kind of giving me problem. They're kind of overheating, so kind of spun out in the first half. But just keep my head down and keep good pace. So yeah, I come back up to third, or well, I come back to fourth. So I kind of so that's where the battle started with him. He's a good driver. Very defensive. Can applaud him for that. Um, yeah, I was just trying to pressure him, but he never gave up. So it was very tough. So, but kind of made a move at the last part, which I don't know which the after after I don't know the outcome of that.
Well,
Um,
we're gonna see. We're gonna see
no,
about that. I mean,
yeah.
hopefully it's not that bad, and you do get through because, I mean, after looking at it, I don't want. I'm not choosing any sides. I'm just saying you don't want to, penalize someone for having such a performance in their fight, and at the same time, you don't want it to be a bad precedence you're setting as well. But definitely, it's gonna go to the stewards. I can tell you that much. But just keep the faith, man. And I'll tell you what, that is some of the best racing we've seen in a while. I mean, we've been getting some good ones since the start of this season, but the Porsche Cup's been delivering, and I can't say much else about that, Stephen.
No, definitely. But I would like to I wanted to include two honorary mentions in our debrief here. From our fourth and fifth place finishers with Rawl and Raymond. I think we lost Raymond. So, Rawl, having led that race for majority of a third position, what's going through your mind right now?
I want to break something. That's about it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Stephen. That's why I don't usually ask these guys questions afterwards.
Yeah.
But I think it was I think it was going through everyone's mind watching that closing stages of the race. Definitely, it has to go down to the stewards just to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah, most
And we'll
definitely.
hear from both parties in our post race.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We try to be as fair as possible here at CSRO. I mean, being a commentator, I'm also the race director, and we do have not just myself, but all the guys just chime in when we have these discussions in the post-race brief. Sometimes you see us end the stream here. We're in the Discord sometimes till 12 o'clock in the night, just reviewing the entire race. It's fun at times, but also, if you're gonna look at the championship and what's at stake here, it can get a bit serious. I know last week we had
Yes.
comments about not having rules and stuff like that. But yeah, we do have rules. We do follow the rules, and we do enforce them when we need to. Steven?
Definitely. I see Raymond has just joined. Do you think we can just catch a quick word from what I would believe is the drive of the day?
Oh yeah, he did make a comeback here. I'm seeing 19th to 5th. Right? Is that correct? Where did you start,
Yes,
Raymond?
Raymond.
I think I started somewhere around here, yeah.
Ooh.
So walk us through your strategy for gaining so many positions there at the end.
The plan was just consistency. I didn't get any seat time on the different layout. I practiced fully on the previous layout, so I kind of had to hop in and learn this layout in the race as is, and just try to keep it as consistent as possible. Basically, this race was just damage control.
Most definitely, and you did quite well, I must say. But you've also gotten a new setup. We've not been able to speak to you since then. Can you tell us the difference you've seen now with that upgraded equipment?
The difference is 100%. Sorry to cut you there. Is 100% night and day. It has made such a big difference. And with proper seat time, I've been able to kind of keep up with the top three in their timings and their race pace.
Yeah, I do see that as well. Well, hey man, if there's nothing else you'd like to ask Steven, I would like to thank these guys, and let's get into the debrief and also to close the stream. Steven? I think I've lost Steven there, but guys...
Oh, no.
Oh.
It was just a bit of a interference there, but no comments from me. I have heard from those that I wanted to hear from.
All right, good. And
I'm more than satisfied.
And I'd just like to say thank you guys for coming out once again here, full in the grid. We've had 19 guys, I think I saw, out here tonight. Great racing all around. We actually had to choose which battles to look at. There were so many. Also, special mention to Safir Roshanin. I think I saw him mess up his pit stop. So sorry about that. He was up in P6 at the time, I believe. Unfortunately for that. Congratulations once again to the top three: Jaden Harrison, Dominic Charles, and DeVille Park. Hope to see you guys next weekend. It's Motorsport Arena Oshers Liebing, and it should be up before the night is out. I'll step away now to close off the live stream. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We see you there in the comment section. Azad, Hassan, Casanova, Panda Gaming, sorry, and Mr. Brilliant, as well as Kings.
Hello.
And Keanu as well. I see you all in there in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. It gets the algorithm going so that more people can see these videos and see what we're getting on with here in the Caribbean. Of course, it's going to increase our subscription as well in terms of drivers, as well as those on our YouTube channel. Next weekend, as I said, we head over into Motorsport Arena Oschersleben there in Germany. If you've not seen that track before, you're going to see it here. Same time, same place on this channel at 9 p.m. That's -4 GMT or UTC time. Eastern time, that is. All right. Thank you guys for joining us.